we'll use this exercise, the kneeling hip extension, to learn how to disassociate or disconnect pelvis motion from back motion. So it's often common that if we're picking up something or lifting something from the ground, that we will flex both the back as well as the hips. So what we're trying to do here is to just flex from the hips without incorporating the back. Incorporate the back, and picking up pieces of paper and that kind of stuff is fine, but if we move to heavier items, it's extremely important that we are just moving from the hips and not from the spine. So on this one, we'll start in a kneeling position, as the name implies, arms across the chest, and it's good if you have a mirror or something so you can check yourself. What we're going to do is hinge from the hips without changing the curve in the spine. So if you see, the curve I have in the spine is the same in this bottom position as it is in the top position. So the goal here is to have the glutes actually do the work on the way up. So I'm here, so my torso is going to come down, come forward, butt's going to go back, and then think about the whole body coming forward. So pelvis comes forward, torso comes forward on the way up. And again, if you have a place where you can look at yourself, have a mirror to really check your spine, to make sure that when you're coming down, you're not flexing here, and that when you first start to come up, this is a common error, and it's very subtle, so you really have to watch for it. Is that when I'm coming up, I'm not extending from the spine first. So I'm coming from the pelvis, and then I'm coming down from the pelvis. So even that slight extension in the back can end up putting a lot more work in these muscles, and it puts a lot more force in the spine than if I just come forward with the pelvis first. So think about driving with the pelvis. Again, this is the kneeling hip extension motion, and we're using that to disconnect pelvic extension or hip extension and flexion from back extension and flexion.